Hey everyone, I hope you're well and that you're having a great day wherever you are. I wanted to jump into it today and just talk about something that I feel is really important, and that is the silent depression going on in America. I see over and over just online, I see it through different people that I speak with on a regular basis, but it seems that there are a lot of people that don't believe what is really going on here in America is happening. They think that things are going great, that the economy is going great, that unemployment is down, that inflation numbers are low, that basically America is just doing wonderful. And I don't know where you see that. I believe that is so far from the truth, and that America is really honestly in like a silent depression here. I came across some articles on naturalnews.com talking about the, of course, rising cost of inflation, as well as the rising need for food banks across the United States. In fact, they particularly mentioned that Pennsylvania, Montana, California, and New Jersey are experiencing unprecedented demand, and that some areas are even seeing quadruple the need since the pandemic. They also mentioned that the state of Washington, that the prices are going up so much in that state that 1/4 of the population is experiencing food insecurity. And food insecurity right now is being experienced by a lot of people because of the number one, high cost of housing, so whether that be rent or mortgage, and also the high cost of food. And I think also contributing to that is just the overall rising cost of living everywhere, the stagnation of wages that we are seeing. I mean, you can be at a job for years and they hardly even want to give you a raise. I mean, wages are just absolutely not keeping up with the cost of living, with the cost of housing. There's also a lot of job loss going on. There is predicted to be a lot more job loss in the upcoming years, whether it be due to AI or just jobs being shipped off more overseas. I mean, it's just over and over and over, you're seeing how the economy is not doing great. So I really don't see it when they say that everything is going well, that people are not struggling. I mean, everywhere I look, I see people having a hard time. And I see a lot of people also living paycheck to paycheck. So even though you may look around and it seems like people are doing okay, and a lot of times that is the situation. You see people still going about their day-to-day lives. They're participating in activities that cost money. They're upgrading their life, upscaling their lifestyle. But behind the scenes, they are living paycheck to paycheck, meaning that if a job loss does happen, now there's going to be some serious repercussions. So I mean, that does not look like a healthy economy to me. I mean, more so it shows that it's not a sustainable lifestyle, because if your job goes away, you're not able to sustain yourself. But even more so beyond that, the cost of everything is going up so much that you can't even just keep up nowadays. In fact, I don't know how a lot of people keep up. Again, when I look around and I see the lifestyle that people are living, I personally do not know how you keep up with that, because even with, having employment and having relatively a low cost of living, things are just going up so much that it is getting more and more difficult. And the thing is, I don't see this improving next year. I don't see this all of a sudden changing just because there is a change in administration. No matter who you voted for, it doesn't just change overnight. America is in a hole, and we've been digging ourselves into this hole for years now. Some people say it's been since the last 2008 crash, or some people say even before that America's been going down basically in this spiral trajectory. But it is not going to change overnight. So I wanted to talk today about some solutions here, because I don't like to just focus on the problem and talk about the problems that are going on, that we find ourselves in. But what good is that if we also can't brainstorm solutions, if we can't try and practically think of things that we can do and things that we can strive for? So moving forward, it's really important to think about what types of things we can do to have more power, in terms of food security? How can we have more agency, take more responsibility for that? I know there are a lot of people out there that are growing gardens, that are having livestock, and that is wonderful. And keep going. That is amazing. Don't get comfortable and complacent thinking that the economy is going to turn around and maybe I don't need to do this anymore. I encourage you to go ahead and keep doing what you're doing. For those that have not yet started, that need to have more security over their food, number one, we talk about it on this channel a whole lot, and that is building up your pantry stock, making sure that you have food stocked up for yourself and your family in case there ever is something that goes on that you find yourself in a much tougher situation, whether it be because you maybe lost income or something else is going on in life, but you want to have a pantry. And if you are starting out, listen, I commend you for starting out. For those of you that want to start out and you haven't already, good for you. And it's not as hard as you may think that it may be. Really, if you have only food right now for just a couple of days in your refrigerator, in your cabinets, work on building up enough food to have enough food for a week. So, and this is a week not of produce, of fresh items in your refrigerator. You want items that can be stored for long periods of time. So canned goods and things that are already preserved. So again, I have a lot of videos covering that. I encourage you to go through and look at those. But if you have 1 week's worth of food, consider building up to 1 month. If you have 1 month, think 6 months or 3 months, even if 6 months is too much, and then keep going from there. But don't ever think that you can always just go to the store and buy whatever it is that you're needing, that they're going to have it, because things do happen, and you don't want to put yourself in that predicament of being in need and not being able to provide for those needs for yourself and your family. So definitely do that. The next thing to do is to grow something this next year. Make it a goal for 2025 that you are going to, if you don't grow anything at all, start growing some herbs. Learn how to plant some potatoes in your backyard. If you have a small space in your yard, you can get a vertical planter, or maybe you can just plant some seeds in the ground or plant some potatoes, but grow something. If you truly believe that you can't, or you feel so intimidated by it, start growing in your house, grow herbs. You can grow microgreens. It's not as hard as sometimes we think it is. In fact, we've been doing this for generations, providing for ourselves, but only within the past 1 to 2 generations, we've really gotten away from that, and we've just been subcontracting that out to the grocery stores, to the big companies, to the billionaires out there. We used to be able to provide for ourselves, and we would trade locally with local farmers, other local producers, but we've gotten away from that. And that brings me to my next point, which is supporting your local farmers, your local producers, people that are raising chickens and they're selling eggs, people that are producing your local fruits and vegetables. You'll find that your local farmer markets during the weekends. You can check Facebook Marketplace to see who is producing things in your area. So definitely keep that in mind, because you want to build local networks. Ultimately you want to produce yourself, but if you can't do that, work on finding those networks around you, and that's perfectly okay to have those relationships. So definitely I want to encourage you guys to look into these things if you're not already doing so, because again, 2025 is going to not change overnight. The economy is not going to change overnight. We need to do what we can do in order to help to sustain ourselves. So I just want to encourage you with that today. Thank you for hanging out today. Please share any comments down below, because I really would appreciate hearing from you, and the community would as well. We love just learning from each other, and I'm really grateful for the community that is here on YouTube, because I find that there are so many there's so much positive encouragement in the comment section, and I see them all, and I just think that it's just wonderful that we can come together and just uplift each other and share tips with one another. It's really a great thing to see. So thank you so much for doing that. I hope that you have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, friends.